This week on Check Please South Florida, enjoy bold island flavors near the beach in Lauderdale by the Sea.
Every bite was delicious. I ate it all, and I would definitely go back.
A Boca Raton locals joint that draws a crowd with its country cooking.
I appreciate the unique opportunity for down-home cooking and old-fashioned hospitality.
And what do you get when you mix Cuban, Argentine, and Italian food? A gem in the Gables.
Once I'm done with the shrimp nuggets, I keep the plate around and I dip everything I could find on the table on that lava sauce.
Cultural culinary secrets and global flavors. We have a passion for blending ingredients and seasonings from around the world. Additional funding for Check Please South Florida is provided by George and Helen Weaver and the Friends of South Florida PBS.
Oh my gosh, it was so delicious.
Crunchy and soft all at the same time.
It was good. It wasn't anything special.
I can taste everything, the different flavors.
Oh my gosh, this is like nothing. It's like eating a cloud.
Hello, I'm Michelle Bernstein, and welcome to Check Please South Florida, the show where regular people from all over South Florida recommend and review their favorite restaurants. So this is how the show works. Every week we have 3 guests. Each recommends his or her favorite spot, and then the other 2 go to check them out and see what they think. This week, Director of HR Stephen Hinkle says it's time to evaluate your dining routine. He recommends you consider his Boca Raton pick for signature breakfast dishes, a famous brunch, and award-winning lunches. This 25-year town staple is the place to treat yourself. And writer Brenda Popritkin says her dinner spot creates their own dramatic storyline as you enter through a back alley to find an unexpected surprise. Classic dishes rooted in Italian culture with a Latin twist. She says it's something you'll only find in Miami. But first, engineer Lorraine Martinez says her go-to for spicy island cuisine manages to meet all her expectations. Once you spot the Jamaican flag, you'll well be on your way to a fun and savory Caribbean adventure. The authentic cuisine that melts in your mouth makes the neighborhood eatery worth a try. It's in Lauderdale by the Sea, and it's called Alexsandra's Caribbean Cafe.
It's just a dream. It's just a dream. Both my husband and myself had a great love and passion for cooking, and that's why we decided to encounter on this venture. I was born in Jamaica. My mother had a passion and was a wonderful, one of the best cooks that I've ever met. I used to watch her and observe what she was doing, and I think that's how I developed a love and a passion for cooking. Our cooking here is kind of unique. We make it just like we make in our home. Jamaican food is flavorful. Most of it is done traditionally on the bone because that's what we believe the flavor is. To be authentic, you have to have the right Jamaican spices to make it taste the traditional way. Most of the food is usually slow cooked, so all the flavor stays in the food. Our signature dish is our jerk chicken and our jerk pork, and people love it because they can taste the smokiness in the food with the right spices, right seasoning. When they enter our restaurant, I want them to feel like they're reminiscing on a trip to Jamaica. I want them to feel like they're in a small Jamaican restaurant. You know, it's a friendly environment. Alexsandra's Cafe, where customers become friends.
So Lorraine, tell me about this restaurant. It definitely has kind of a cool island neighborhoody vibe, right?
And a family feel. I loved it. As soon as I walked in, the owner came to me, welcomed me, and asked me to sit anywhere. Nice and quaint.
Yeah, no doubt. So what did you have when you went in?
I had the jerk chicken, and it was freshly made. It took a while to get, but I loved it.
Do you like jerk normally?
Yes, I love spicy food.
How spicy was their jerk?
It was mild.
Okay.
It wasn't too spicy. It came with the rice and peas, a salad, and I ordered a ting pineapple soda. It goes with the spiciness.
Yeah, it does. So tell me a little bit about the rice and peas.
It was freshly made. It was
Was it gandules? Pigeon peas?
No, it was red beans.
Okay.
It had a coconut taste.
Oh,
so
yummy.
It was
So
really,
they cooked
really
it in
good.
coconut. Nice.
The lunch portion was perfect. I ate it all.
Okay. Stephen, what'd you think?
Well, I went with my family and I on a Friday night. We found the atmosphere to be very friendly and welcoming, filled with reggae music, Bob and Ziggy Marley. The decor was authentic and Jamaican, such as displays, decorations, and pictures. And Sandra, who we found out to be the owner, seated the three of us. I chose a Red Stripe beer, the only beer I have with Jamaican food. My wife and mom-in-law.
I love Red Stripe. It's such an easy drinking beer, especially with spicy food.
And it goes well.
Awesome.
And my wife and mom-in-law, who are Jamaican, ordered the Caribbean milkshake. It is a delicious and creamy ice cream base with fruit, such as pineapple, mango, and peach. And it's kind of like a hybrid between a milkshake taste and a smoothie taste.
That sounds
But it was very
delicious.
refreshing
It's
too.
probably soothing.
It was.
You know, I always think about kind of spicier food and what would
Complemented.
go with it, of
Yeah,
course.
in
Something
different ways.
fatty like that and creamy. Yum.
Yes.
Okay, so what did you actually eat?
Well, after perusing the menus, I chose a large curry chicken with rice and peas and salad. The curry sauce was very flavorful, and the chicken was very lean and tender, the way I also like it, and it was well done, the way I requested. The rice and peas were shelly. That's a household term we use for non-sticky. That's the way we
interesting.
prefer
I've never heard
the
that before.
rice. Yes.
Is that a southern way of
It's kind of Jamaican, yes.
That is interesting. I've
Like-
never heard that word before used for rice.
Yeah, shelly rice.
Okay, I like that.
And the one thing that their jerk chicken and pork had in common, it was smoked the same way we do it at home, because the only way we have Jamaican at home is authentic.
More
Sorry.
importantly, how did they like it?
They loved it.
Did they? Did they
we all-
find it authentic?
They did.
That's great.
Not just the decor and the menu, but the meals itself.
It's awesome. Brenda?
I showed up around lunchtime and they had just opened and they were setting up. And same thing, she welcomed me. I'm guessing it was the owner. She welcomed me with open arms, sit anywhere, what would you like? I went with every intention of eating and then taking half home.
Sure.
It didn't happen. I ate it all in one sitting. And
That's
I
awesome.
did.
That
And
means you loved it.
I did. And I ordered the large oxtail.
Okay.
And that came with same thing, with the rice and the peas, and then it had a tiny, tiny tossed salad, which I thought was very small, but then it was actually perfect to go with everything I had.
Was it spicy, the oxtail?
It was not spicy at all, and actually the flavors were very similar to me, like they would be
The
for
Latin
how
flavor.
Cubans.
Bravo
how-
encendido.
Exactly how
Yeah.
I'm used to. So for me, this was a comfort food. Just the meat was tender and it fell off the bone just to the touch with the touch of the fork. And then I ordered the cocoa bread. That was actually really good too. It was lightly sweet, and it tasted almost like Hawaiian rolls. That kind of feeling, you know how you can never have one Hawaiian roll?
Oh,
you
do
go
I
back
ever?
for all of them. And then because I was so full, but I still wanted to try more, and it was just me, I took a beef patty home.
Oh, nice.
To have and I had it the next day as an appetizer.
Did you
So
like
it's
it?
still, I loved it. And I typically don't like Jamaican beef patties at all. And this,
Really? I love
the
Jamaican
meat
beef
was
patties.
seasoned so nicely, and it was, again, similar to Cuban food for me.
Lorraine, I'm guessing it was affordable.
Absolutely. I went with my mom, and it was less than $20 for lunch.
Wow. So it's bang for your buck. And it's counter service, right?
Well, we sat, and she came and
Oh, did she come up and-
waited us, yes.
Okay. Same
But
with you
yes,
guys?
She had an assistant when I was there, and he came back. And she wouldn't even let me pay. I wanted to say she didn't let me pay until I was done.
We felt very welcome.
It's nice and fun. And I would imagine rather filled.
Yes, in a good way.
Well, Lorraine, Alexsandra's was your choice. Sum it up
Yes,
for
it
us,
was.
please.
As soon as you walk in, it's welcoming. I loved it. The food was delicious. It was fresh. It was, every bite was delicious. I ate it all, and I would definitely go back.
Stephen?
Alexandra's Caribbean Cafe is definitely the best Jamaican restaurant in South Florida we've ever been to, reminiscent of Jamaica as well. Highly recommend it with family, friends, or coworkers.
He's seen the show before.
Wow.
Brenda?
I think Alexsandra's is a hidden, quaint spot, Jamaican spot, blocks from the beach, serving up savory eats.
You can explore authentic island flavors at Alexsandra's Caribbean Cuisine, located at 235 East Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea. Open Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Fridays. Reservations are not accepted. The average price for dinner without drinks is about $25. I love curry. Now, there's so many different curries. There's so many methods to make curry. And today we are making a Caribbean curry. I have chicken thighs. I put them all in a bag and I squeezed 2 limes, and added the curry into this. So this chicken is flavored with curry powder and lime juice. And we're gonna saute that together so that the curry infuses into our vegetables. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a little bit of butter. Usually in Jamaica you would only find olive oil, so I decided to add a little bit of both. These are all of the things that are gonna give us flavor. I have a tiny little mince of shallot, same thing of garlic, a very fine julienne of fresh ginger. So this is a mince of a couple of chilies, so I'm gonna add that now. All right, start mixing that about. Once everything starts to soften a little bit, I'm gonna add some small dice of chayote. And then also I've got some potatoes, because in most curry you'd find some potatoes. So these are peeled Yukon Gold. Now I'm gonna add the chicken. These are diced chicken thighs. We bought boneless, skinless chicken thighs for this. And you wanna make sure that everything gets a nice sear. So once everything has seared, the liquids that we're gonna cook this in, and this is what really makes it Jamaican, is mainly coconut milk and a little bit of chicken stock just to cover. And this is gonna take at least half an hour to 40 minutes to stew. So let me show you what it looks like when it's done. So we have a little bit of just steamed white rice and a little spoonful of this gorgeous yellow chicken curry and coconut. I can really smell the ginger and the curry and the coconut. It's just lovely. What a gorgeous bowl of comfort food. Come and get it. In need of delicious Jamaican curry chicken? Go to checkpleasefl.com for my recipe. Now, Director of HR, Stephen Hinkle, found a qualified candidate for a hearty, delicious meal. Its well-deserved reputation for home-cooked meals has become the talk of the town. He says this casual country restaurant gets 5 stars for affordability and flavor. It's in Boca Raton, and it's called Tom Sawyer's Country Restaurant and Pastry.
Tom Sawyer is a neighborhood diner that has been open since 1985, serving generations of college students, families, local residents, and businessmen for nearly 35 years. Tom Sawyer's look is definitely not Boca Raton. The idea was to evoke sort of a cabin in the woods look. So there's a lot of exposed wood, little shingled roofing inside the restaurant itself, a variety of farm implements and period pieces on the walls, and several images of the restaurant's namesake as well, the Tom Sawyer character. Tom Sawyer, 7 days a week, is open for breakfast and lunch. Some of the signature dishes include our breakfast skillets, breakfast pots, with a variety of combinations with different eggs, potatoes, bacon, and sausage and toast. But in addition to our breakfast and lunch service, we actually do a pretty booming pastry business as well. So we also operate as a bakery with a variety of pastries, cookies, and breakfast baked goods. I think Tom Sawyer can be described as your favorite breakfast or lunch, home away from home.
So describe the aesthetic a little bit of the place first, please.
The atmosphere, it's cozy in old Florida. Little has changed in over 25 years.
No doubt.
It's a rustic decor, antique decorations, old billboards, ceramics, wood panel, and hanging pictures of farm animals and equipment, which I love because my family have been farmers in Georgia since the 1980s.
Wow.
So it's a family favorite.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
So you've been going for a long time?
Since the 1990s, yes, my family and I. Breakfast, brunch, and lunch.
So you really know this kind of cuisine.
I do. I'm kind of like Norm from Cheers, yeah. But
They see you coming.
They do, yes.
Nice. So what did you have this last time you went?
I chose the fried catfish from the lunch menu. My coworker chose 3 mini cheesesteaks and french fries from the lunch special.
Yum.
When it comes to fried catfish, I believe less is more, and since each fillet was lightly battered, I was better able to taste its freshness and high quality. And my Italian green beans were fresh, my mashed potatoes and bread were homemade. My coworker loved his cheesesteak and french fries, and he compared it to a 6 to 8 inch cheesesteak one would get at a restaurant. restaurant.
Wow.
So we had no complaints.
So what's the crust on that catfish? Is it cornmeal?
It was cornmeal,
Yeah.
yes. And I added some Tabasco sauce to it.
As you
and some
should.
pepper.
What else did you have that day?
Well, when it came time for dessert, I went up to the bakery case next to the cash register, surveyed the homemade muffins, bread, cinnamon buns, pastries, and croissants, and chose a black and white cookie, one of my favorite desserts. And I enjoyed its not too sweet and fresh taste, and it was on par with a cookie at a local deli.
That's awesome. Brenda?
I went for breakfast with a girlfriend, and the breakfast did not blow me away, but the one thing that I did love about it was the friendly service and the cinnamon roll French toast. So I kind of wish I would have had that for my main entree, because
Was that kind of a side or someone else
I
had
took
that?
it, well, I have a sweet tooth, so we had the regular breakfast, which is a veggie skillet,
Okay.
and my girlfriend just had an English muffin with egg and cheese.
Right.
And we always wanted something sweet for the table, and I just kind of kept bringing it closer and closer, like, I think I'm just gonna keep eating this. So I had that, and I actually couldn't finish it, and I took half home again. And I ate it the next day, and I confirmed that, yes, I did love that.
Nice.
What I really loved was fresh squeezed orange juice, which you would think everyone has, and it's not the
Not so
case.
much.
So they did have that, and she kept bringing me refills. They were very, very on top of everything there. The service was spectacular.
Oh, good. Lorraine, what'd you think?
I loved it. It had a homey feel as soon as you walk in, but I had the French toast.
Oh, you went for breakfast also?
Yes, but it had eggs and it had French toast.
Oh, so it had like a whole plate.
Yes, like when you get the whole shebang.
Gotcha.
The French toasts were really, really good.
How do you like your eggs cooked?
Scrambled with tomatoes and cheese.
Okay, how was that?
It was good.
Yeah?
It was good.
Nice and soft?
Yes.
Oh, good. Anything else?
I had coffee and I had water.
How was service?
Martha has been a server for 15 years. She has like eyes in the back of her head. I mean, she's very friendly, very prompt. No wait to order for a refill on my unsweetened iced tea or to order dessert. Yeah, she was, and it was getting busy by the time I left, but yet she had that one-on-one.
Right.
Yeah.
The menu is really large, so I think it's a matter of going back.
Finding that
The
right thing.
ambiance is there, and
Yeah.
the service is there. It's a matter of trying different things, because it's just a quaint little cozy spot.
It's as unique as it can get.
Prices, I'm guessing, affordable.
Absolutely.
Right?
Less than $30 to include my coworker.
Nice, nice.
They have breakfast, lunch, and brunch specials.
Wow. So
Very-
big bang for your buck.
Very affordable, low to medium prices.
Well, Stephen, Tom Sawyers was your pick. Please sum it up for us.
Well, having a family living in Farmington and Forsyth, Georgia, a small town, Tom Sawyer restaurant is the norm, so I appreciate the unique opportunity for down-home cooking and old-fashioned hospitality. I believe most families love traditional Southern cuisine, so I highly recommend it with one's family, friends, or coworkers.
Brenda?
Service with a smile in a country hideaway in the midst of posh Boca.
Lorraine?
Delicious breakfast. I would definitely drive 45 minutes to go and.
Wow, that must be a good breakfast.
Yes, it is.
For an adventure in comfort food, try Tom Sawyer's Country Restaurant and Pastry, located at 1759 Northwest Boca Raton Boulevard in Boca Raton. Open daily for breakfast and lunch. Reservations are accepted, and the average price for dinner without drinks is about $35. Finally, writer Brenda Popritkin wants you to imagine an experience filled with out-of-this-world flavors, friendly service, and the feeling of home. Can't stand the suspense? Patrons love the unexpected fusion of Cuban, Argentine, and Italian cuisine, served in an intimate setting. It's a hideaway in Coral Gables, and it's called Caffe Vialetto.
Caffe Vialetto, we've been here now 20 years. We're so grateful that after so many years in this business, we're still here. We're not really Italian. People think we are. We're Italian-based with Latin Caribbean fusion because of our influences. My partner chef runs the front of the house like I do, and he's Argentinian. So he's more on the cleaner Mediterranean side, where I tend to be a little bit more on the funky side with like the Latin stuff. So we're always kind of creating different things. We have sweet plantains in the mix somewhere in the menu. You know, we've been here 20 years, so people who come here, it's a destination point. You're not going to be coming here just because you might have seen it off the street. People will tell you about it. It's everything through the back, kind of, where it's like through an alley. We have a great clientele, and that's a big tribute to who we are. When you come in here, it's really always about positive energy. People always tell me, like, yeah, you have to have great food and great service, but I always call there's an X factor involved, and that's how you feel when you walk into a place. I think that's the X factor, what separates us from a lot of different places. Caffe Vialetto is a place where you come and you feel like you're at home.
haven't been there in so long. My goodness. Tell me the first impressions when you walk into Vialetto.
So Caffe Vialetto is a single standing building, and the entrance is through the alley, which is why it's named Caffe Vialetto. There's a front door, so you kind of feel already like you're walking into a home. The modern and elegant and
Same
big
owners?
chandelier. Same owners. It's Marcelo and Ernie, and they're Argentinian and Cuban.
I mean, the feel is very Italian, don't you think?
Yes.
But then all of a sudden they'll throw some of their background in there. So it's really a good hodgepodge in a way, right? So what did yeah, no doubt. So what did you have this last time you went?
I had the whole menu. No, I started with the shrimp nuggets, and that comes with a spicy chili guava sauce.
Okay.
And I love ordering that mainly because once I'm done with the shrimp nuggets, I keep the plate around and I dip everything I could find on the table on that guava sauce. So I started with that, and then I also started with I love doing this there. They have something called the rocking ravioli, and you can mix and match your ravioli. They're not your typical size of ravioli. They're big, and you could get them all the same or
how did you have them
each. So I had this time a zuccotti, a fig, a pear, and a new addition to the menu, which was the truffle. Wow. And they each come plated individually within the plate with their own individual sauce on top. So I did those because I wanted the sweet with the cheese and the creaminess, and because, like I said, I have a sweet tooth.
How'd you like the new one?
The new one, I would 100% go back and order just that, order like 4 or 5 as an entree.
Nice.
And be happy.
Nice.
Then I also had the meat candy.
What is meat candy?
So it's meat candy is braised pork belly with an apricot demi-glace.
Wow.
And over a 4-cheese polenta.
Wow.
So that could actually be an entree in itself, and we just eat a lot, and we were a group of 3 with that.
Lorraine, what'd you think?
They gave us the bread, and the bread is sort of like the cocoa bread. It's really thick and dense, and it's sweet with some tomato. So that was a great starter by itself. I had the
rigatoni with shrimp.
Yes. So they gave me 3 jumbo shrimp, and it was really, really good.
What kind of sauce?
It was the vodka sauce.
Oh, nice.
It was delicious.
Nice. So was it kind of creamy tomato?
Yes. And it had the shrimp, and I also took some home because it was a lot. It was a large portion.
Was the pasta cooked well?
Yes.
Nice. Stephen?
It was the best of both worlds, a unique and decadent fusion of Latin and Italian. It was my first time not only at Caffe Vialetto, but first time with that type of fusion. And I'm used to either or. It was great. Since I love spicy, I chose calamari fra diavolo as my appetizer.
My favorite thing.
It was sautéed, not fried. It was very tender. The spicy marinara sauce really gave it an extra kick and bite. And then I ordered a spicy steak salad for my lunch.
Oh, you do like spicy food.
I was drinking plenty of passion fruit iced tea, which is my favorite.
Oh, yummy.
And the steak was well done, tossed light in a spicy sweet chili sauce over a bed of arugula, caramelized cashews, diced apples, and crumbled blue cheese.
So you kept going, so give it to me.
kept going, so we also had a black risotto, which had, I think, calamari, scallops, and shrimp.
Black because of the squid ink, not the rice itself.
Exactly, and their strength is actually the risottos. Everything's always al dente, but still creamy enough. And then we also had dessert.
What'd you
I
have
had
for
a
dessert?
dulce de leche panna cotta. Which I'm not a panna cotta fan usually, but this one I'm a fan of.
I love
It's
panna cotta,
just-
a custard without eggs.
It was, but it was creamy and silky, and it just when you cut it through with a spoon slowly, and you see that it's smooth inside, and you just want to keep going, even though you just ate all that other food.
Yeah.
And then they add extra dulce de leche on top because why not?
Nice.
And
Stephen, you had dessert, right?
I did. My server offered me complimentary dessert after finding out I had driven from Boca Raton. Extended lunch break.
That's lovely.
So I graciously accepted. A few minutes later, he brought me the funk. It was tiramisu, chocolate Heath bar, and blueberry sauce.
Jeez.
The perfect balance and combination of sweet and fruity. It was the best.
That sounds really neat. The funk.
Ironically, I thought it was closed because it was dwarfed by construction and development, but inside was a very intimate, sophisticated, and friendly ambiance, and the decor was upscale, including the artwork, and the decor was also refined.
I knew the food was going to taste good because the art was beautiful.
Really?
It was beautiful.
Service was impeccable. I mean, and I don't use that term freely with restaurant service, but it was that good. Nice.
Well, Brenda, Caffe Vialetto was your choice. Sum it up for us, please.
Caffe Vialetto is in Coral Gables. It's a modern Italian restaurant with a little bit of Latin, Argentinian, and Cuban influence, and a big heart for their clients.
Lorraine?
I loved it. Family oriented, Absolutely, and I would definitely go again.
Steve?
Even though it's an hour drive from Boca Raton, I'd definitely go back. Definitely want to go for dinner and experience a romantic atmosphere, such as an intimate setting of linens, candles, and roses on a table, and choose from an extensive red and wine list.
For a world of flavors, make the commute to Caffe Vialetto, located at 4019 Lejeune Road in Coral Gables. Open for lunch Monday through Friday and daily for dinner. Reservations are accepted. The average price for dinner without drinks is about $60. We've had a wonderful time. I want to thank my guests, Lorraine Martinez, Stephen Hinkle, and Brenda Popritkin. For more about the restaurants and recipes featured in the show, if you'd like to apply to be a guest reviewer, visit us at checkpleasefl.com. And remember, find us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Join us next time for 3 new guests recommending 3 of their favorite restaurants right here on Check Please South Florida. I'm Michelle Bernstein, and I will see y'all then. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers. 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 Thank you.
Cultural culinary secrets and global flavors. We have a passion for blending ingredients and seasonings from around the world.